Hi guys.
Hi.
Are you struggling to breathe like I am? I love that. So my name is Emily, and I'm going to take you through our first game of the day, which is called the Deeper Connection Card Game. They're right there, so I'll be handing them to you in a few. But before we get into the game, I want to tell you about where the game came from. So the game is from Deeper Connection Initiative. It's a legacy project by Utali Creative. We took 2 years of research and development in partnership with an early child development specialist with over 40 years of experience in behavioral health. And in those 40 years, she's now in her 60s, she started wondering, why is there so many special needs cases rising up? Why are there many suicide rates increasing in young people? Because suicide used to be for a certain, color. But now, it's also entering in our realm. So when we sat with her, she said, I have 40 years of insight. I've been consulting and I've been touring different parts of the world and helping out multiple families, multiple institutions to help them reorganize how they deal with people. And so we designed and developed a 3-in-1 wellness toolkit. The first aspect of the toolkit is the journal. We usually call it the mental health Bible, and I'm going to tell you why. I'll explain that in a bit. The second aspect of it is the mood tracker. So the mood tracker is for anyone to use. It's actually very simple. You basically have the whole month on one page, and every day you color the emotion that is the most overwhelming. So now if you color a lot of black is for depression, and then at the end of the month you see there's too much black, then you know Butabika is your next phone call. You understand that? Yes. This tool has been piloted in schools, it's been piloted in organizations, and it's actually helping the teachers to be able to track their students because they check in with them every 2 weeks just to see what's going on with their mood trackers. And also the counseling networks that are starting to use these mood trackers are starting to have an easier relationship with their clients because now they tell them, before you tell me your lies, first show me the mood tracker. On this day, why is there red? Red is for angry. What happened? And then there becomes more self-awareness and more ability to own your healing. Because when Miss Anne designed these tools, she realized people have a victim mentality when it comes to mental health. And we're also getting into that space where people are like, my depression, my therapist, my this, my that. And it's becoming cute to have a mental health disorder. So she wants you to realize that you have to take ownership of your healing and take it seriously. And don't always depend on the therapist. So the third tool is the card game, which we're going to play. But before we play it, I want to show you why we call this the Mental Health Bible. I'm going to read one of the letters she writes to the reader because she's teaching you how your mind works. So when Miss Anne found out about mental health, she realized that mental health issues are caused because of developmental issues that stem from conception to 7 years. So I'll read you the letter of January because the January is talking about the developmental stage between conception, to birth. So you're going to hear the words hormonal, like the previous few people are saying, so maybe that's the theme. So let me read it for you. January, the first rattle, your prenatal beginning. Dear friend, you took your first breath, you are already learning. Your mother's heartbeat was your first rattle, the first sound you ever heard. Through that heartbeat, you could feel her emotions. When she was happy, calm, afraid, or stressed, you felt it too. Her body made special chemicals called hormones during those feelings. Every time she felt stress, joy, fear, or peace, those emotions moved through her body, and you felt them too. Her heartbeat and those feelings became your first language. They helped your body learn what felt safe. Even before you had words, there was a pause there. Research studies show that a mother's emotions can shape how her baby grows and feels. This isn't about blame, it's about understanding. If you feel stress easily, often feel nervous or care deeply about others, these feelings might have started in your very first environment, which is inside your mother's body. Some babies are born already feeling alert, ready for danger. Others are born expecting the world to feel calm and kind. Both are normal. Each baby is just reacting to what they felt before they were born. And then the reflections for this month is, what makes you feel calm? When do I feel the most peace? What helps me feel safe? Some people like to feel a lot of calmness when they're stressed. When someone's son is stressing them, that's when they're like, yeah, this is life. So I will stop there, and I'm giving you the background of it because this is how we play the card game. Usually we have these sessions, they're called conversation clinics, because when we did R&D, people told us they don't like the word therapy. It's a bit triggering, so we call them conversation clinics. So I'm going to hand out a couple of cards to each table, and your job is just for one person to pick a card, point at who you want to answer the question, and then the other person answers. The next person, that's how it goes. There's no one recording you, hopefully, so you can just answer how you feel. For some, you don't have to answer everything. You just listen. Listening actually helps someone heal. Healing actually for another person will be you giving them eye contact and actually being present and giving them the space to be able to process whatever it is they need to process. So sometimes you overcomplicate healing, but that's actually what it is. Some of you will be like, these people, they're strangers. They can't hear my secrets. There's no way. But some of you, you just give someone eye contact and be like, wow, thanks for sharing. That's very insightful. And someone will get a weight lifted off of them. Okay, so guys, get into the game, and we're going to do this for 10 minutes. Then after that, you pick your team representative, and then they'll come up to tell us what's the most interesting thing someone has shared. And yeah, then we'll wrap up. Is that okay with you? Okay, we have 10 minutes on the clock. Start, and if you have questions, I'll come over to you.
It's the most interesting, but also a little bit tough because you have to go back to the past and think if you've actually had any regrets. So it actually got the most interesting answer. And this person says they don't have any regrets in life. Reason, because they have decided to focus on the positive. So whatever happens, they learn from it and they decide to focus on the positive part of it. And I think it should be a takeaway for all of us that whatever happens in life, don't take it as a regret. Learn from it and apply the lesson to your life.
The answers were really interesting because it's really, the past is in the past, you know? There's not, and everything happens for a reason. Most of these things that you call mistakes are things that are going to shape up your future, you know? So never really having mistakes is the key. And also this same person talked about standing up for themselves, you know, because most times people do things to you that are so painful and hurtful and you stay quiet and you don't talk about them. You just keep quiet and go on building up resentment and anger and all this. And she was talking about how she spoke up about something that was really, really painful to her today. And we're really all just proud of her. She felt like she was regretting and feeling bad about speaking up. And we all told her you did good and we're all proud of you.
When we were trying to describe it, when we were trying to answer to it, she was like, you know, being a business owner and starting a business are totally two different things. So we went through how actually something just happened yesterday that made her overwhelmed. But when she was laid down by the team, she had to show up. Yes, she's the vision bearer, she's the business owner, but she showed up and her client was so happy. So what started as a bad day actually ended up as an amazing event for her just because she didn't show up. She didn't give up. Yeah, so what we liked about it is that a day can start, however bad it may start, but it may actually end up well if you just don't stay down there but you just choose to show up. So you find that when you've not forgiven your younger selves for whatever transpired with you, you find that when you grow up, you're struggling with confidence, you feel like you're not enough sometimes. So we had these conversations on our table, and by the time we left, we were done with them, that the two ladies had actually changed, because we spoke in depth, and we actually, most of us had the same challenges on the table. They could kind of relate to this. So my question to you, everyone, do you think you guys in yourself, do you think you're good enough, or do you have those childhood traumas that you're still carrying forward, and you feel you're still doing that blame game, that you know what, if this person did do this to me, I would be a better person? Guys, I think this is the time that we should stop carrying that load, and we look forward, and then let's be confident. Let's be confident. I was telling my colleague that when you have your confidence levels up there, and when you've left your home, you've looked into the mirror and you feel you're smart, even if I say, you're not smart, I'll be like, really? That's your loss, because me, I know. When you go to the salon and they do that hair you've been wanting on Pinterest, and you're seeing yourself in the mirror like, this thing really came out, and someone's, I think I don't like the way they cut it. You'll be like, is this person okay? I really like the way I feel, because your confidence is up there. So we need to really work on our confidence, because confidence brings everything in the workspaces. If you're not confident, you're not able to bargain for yourself. At home, your husband, if you're not confident enough, you find that they will be making decisions and you will be sidelined. So that's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for participating. I'll say this about the Go-Getters group. You guys are very resilient, because I still have outfits I regret. So the fact that your table has no regrets, kudos to you. So thank you for participating in the game. I would like to do the wrap up and say that card game is right here. It's the DCI Card Game. You can take it home now. It's 69,000 Uganda shillings. And then the mood trackers, 31,000 shillings. We only have 3 in stock today, so you can take them.